My research investigates decision-making in incident management teams. These are the teams that oversee large fires and other emergencies. The research actually looks specifically at whether the familiarity between the team members influences the quality of the decision-making. At times in Australia, fire teams get called at short notice. These teams form to manage fires, and the members may not know one another. At other times, organisation will have a chance to put people together who have worked previously together, and they form what we call pre-formed teams. A key question for fire agencies is, what is the difference in the decision-making quality and the outcomes that the pre-formed teams versus the teams pulled together at short notice make? Using computer-based fire simulator, I'll be asking IMT staff to actually undertake a simulation where I'll be looking for the differences in the decision-making quality and the outcomes. This research will involve a number of teams from the various fire agencies across Australia and probably New Zealand as well. Although it's thought that pre-formed teams, in other words teams of IMT members who are familiar with each other, will actually make better decisions than those who are new to each other or unfamiliar, there's been no actual experimental or case study work looking at this. What my research offers is a chance to really define whether this is the case or determine whether this is the case. One of the problems that fire agencies have in Australia is that quite often at short notice they're asked to respond to a developing incident. At times they haven't got the opportunity to either put teams together who know each other, or in the longer term, if they're fighting a long-running fire campaign, they may have to mix up people because of the competing incidences they might be managing. One opportunity that may come from this research is to identify some of the mechanisms that actually influence familiarity's effect on the decision making. In other words, the processes by which familiar teams may be more effective. For example, trust, cohesion, an idea of knowing who knows what in a team are probably important in actually making a familiar team more decisive and better at making decisions than the unfamiliar team. This research might therefore offer some mechanisms where agencies can actually train and put in place mechanisms that enable unfamiliar folk to more quickly work together and make in the longer term better quality decisions. In 5 years' time, I'd like to be using my background in psychology and forestry to help a land management agency make good decisions on fire management. I'd like to be responsible for improving the way that they manage fires and actually help them put in place good processes and practices to actually make firefighters safer and actually help effectively control the risk of fire.